anything resonate with you? Like when you hearing this story, like did anything was like, dang, I felt that same way, or I could, that
They tried. They would ask, hey, are you willing? No, because for me, I'm not willing to do nothing to fit in. If I don't fit in, bro, I'm cool. I got invited. I don't care.
cool.
I'm not about to beg for approval. That's not in my nature.
Yeah.
I post what I post. I react to how I react. And if it don't fit you, cool, pass it on.
No.
But what I'm not about to do, Cam, cut your hair, because I think it'll give you more opportunities for, I don't give a damn about no damn opportunities. If any platform of any brand wants to work with me, it's going to be, in the words of Future Hendrix, the real me.
Man, there's so many ways to say the same things, right? Remember the day you learned about synonyms? And like, oh, that word mean that same thing too? That's the same meaning, different word. Oh, that's cool, right? And there's so many ways to get to the same place. You could do it authentically, right? And the older I get, the more I stop giving credit to all this authenticity. I tell you why. One, when you get burned by somebody who's not authentic, but two, you start to look up or you start to look ahead at where you want to go, and you realize how many of those people are not authentic. So people are pulling at you in your world right now that ain't real. And then you see people up there in front of you because you can't run from problems. They not real. So this whole keeping it real is kind of weird, because it's not even keeping it real. It's just getting to where you want to go the way you want to go. Whatever helps you sleep at night, boo-boo. Right? So Cam, I got the same spirit as Cam. If it ain't me, it ain't for me. If it is, I'm not doing it. I've already said no to too many great opportunities to take other great opportunities that have said, I'm for you. Simple as that. I got the NFL Live. They said, you ain't going to be on this show long because you like to talk about people and things, and you want to talk about the person, not the player as much. I was like, you're damn right. Anybody can do third and goal. So I'm with you, Cam. If it ain't me, as they say in the Bible, it is written. Cam is basically a believer of it is written. I'm enough. I got a lane. I ain't got to try and get in all these other lanes and end up in no lane. End up in no lane. What did Devin the Dude say? One of the best verses ever. Devin the Dude said, don't give up for show to get some mo, because you're going to end up with no. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
It ain't going to be no, oh, well, we got to sprinkle in this and we got to do that. Man, I would have felt horrendous if they would have asked for me to change it to something. And as they say, at every boxing match, to some degree, and still fire me. Oh,
that would have brought tears, yo. But what else could I do?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I did everything that you asked me to do, and it's still not enough. But those are the defeated moments that men or people just face as a whole. It's like, man, I jumped through every hoop, every obstacle, and then still.
Because this is how I feel, genuine.
And his was a lot different. I would say his was a lot different from everybody else that got laid off, right? Just due to the nature of it.
But I would say this, and this is how I feel. I'm so genuine. And I mean no disrespect. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There's no rhyme or reason to why. Like, bro, I'm not trying to disrespect nobody. This just me, bro. This just me, dog.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not telling you that you have to like it. But what I'm telling you, you don't have to change me. Nor, hey, you don't have to change. You are good enough. Be your authentic self. I've preached that since day one. Be uniquely you.
Talk that talk, Cam. Sound like my mama. She said, boy, you are enough. That's where I get my confidence from. And look, I don't know how people read it. A lot of times people don't read it the right way. oh, Marcellus, right now, I don't know if you should be talking about other people. Why? Because somebody talking about me? See, y'all shrinking moments. I ain't gonna ever shrink. I'm gonna die one time. Trust me. When I'm dead, you ain't gonna have to worry about saying another word to me because it's gonna be saying it to yourself. I'm gone. But while I'm living, I'm gonna be me. Don't let a lie mess up your truth. Right? I can hear my grandma now. If I were Ryan Clark, this is what my grandma would say. Rest in peace, Grandma Blackie. I heard you got fired, baby. Yeah, I got fired, Grandma, man. I was up there working, trying my best, and and she'd be like, boy, the devil's a lie. You ain't nothing wrong with you. Something wrong with them, or they want something different. Who cares? Why are you wasting time thinking about that? It's gone, right? It's dead, right? Didn't it die? Okay, let's live. What's next? I remember this. I remember going through the same thing. When my baby mama and I were separated, and I knew I was gonna be a baby daddy. And I remember I was sitting there crying in the room, and I was on the phone with my sister. And OG Henny Luck was like, I was like, she's gonna take me to court. I'm offering her way more money she ended up getting from court. I'm offering all this. She didn't want that because she wanted to go to court and fight, kind of like Anthony Edwards' girl. And I was like, all right, okay. I was like, we can save the money and don't pay the lawyers and just here. I offered her $10K a month back in 1999. And she wanted to scrap for it. All right. She ended up getting $3K. Then I ended up getting a bigger deal going to San Diego, and she went back to try and get that one to go up again. It went down. I was like, because I'm a good daddy. I've been looking out. I try to give you $10K just on the rip. I'm glad she fought. I would have lost that money. Here we go. Point being, I remember I'm on the phone, OG Henny Logan, I'm crying and stuff. I'm like, man, I ain't gonna see my babies, all that stuff. You know what I mean? And she was like, don't worry about no money. They can't take your talent. Ryan, they can't take your talent. I know Ryan when he got that iPad out and he got a 3rd and goal to break down. Oh, it's going to be genius. Man, you better believe and stop trying to give in to these people. They got all these lanes for you. So what? What lane you want? Man, I'm with Cam on this one. Stop trying to conform so much. Just do you. It's okay.
If they like it, cool. If they don't, cool. But I'm not trying to go over and beyond to fit into something that does not want me. It's okay to be able to agree to disagree, to say, man, it's not a good fit here. Cool. Thank you, man. I appreciate the opportunity and we can move on. But I done changed because somebody wanted me to.
Oh.
I couldn't talk about something.
Oh.
Because there's been plenty times where I said, no, I'm not. No, I don't know how to fake.
Okay, I do know how to fake. Let me give you one example. I don't know, 2 examples. Now, I'm with Cam. I got 2 examples out of 30 years in the business. First example was I was at the NFL Network, but this is early, 04, 05, I don't know. They're not even open, really. I knew I wasn't long for them because all they wanted were Hall of Fame players, and I wasn't going to be that. But I was still there because I was an active player and I was a correspondent. I'm interviewing Peyton Manning at the games and LaDainian Tomlinson, my teammates. Like, I could get the big guys. I'm in a scrum with Peter King and all them. But then if Peyton see me or LaDainian see me, they come to me because they're like, Marcel, what you doing with a suit on and the mic? I mean, I was nervous as hell. I look like a nerd. I'm sitting there on the field shaking. We out the playoffs. I'm like, we waiting for the clock to go 0 so you can, they all running. I'm like, I ain't running. I got on these Gators. I had on some Gators. I'm sitting there with my hands shaking. It said NFL. I said, this can't be life. And people were kind of like laughing, but also like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like I was an intern almost. I was a correspondent. Let me not. I wasn't no intern. That's Ryan Clark. I was a correspondent. And I'm walking. So I'm so cool. I'm still in NFL player mode. And I'm walking. Everybody else is running to go get Peyton Manning. And I'm like, man, I ain't running over there to Peyton Manning. I still play against him. He's still my peer. That's my contemporary. Hell no. I'm cooler than this. I'm walking. And literally, as I'm walking, he's doing the scrum stuff. You know, he's like answering questions as he walked to the tunnel. And I'm like, oh man, he gonna walk through that tunnel. And I was like, oh, I could go through that tunnel. Because that was in San Diego. I was like, that's my tunnel. So I'm walking, and he looked, he said, Marcellus. He's like, what are you doing? Come here. And then we start talking, and I get the interview that I needed. And I'm like, hi, Peyton, how are you? It was the worst. That story, I tell you that story, and I know how to fake it. I had to fake it then. I didn't want to do none of that, but I wanted to see what broadcasting was about. I faked it. I give you a better fake. Is when I had to apologize for the Jim Harbaugh thing. People have told me things before outside of logistics. If you tell me logistics, we got a meeting at 9 o'clock. I may complain, I may not. Point being, I'm going to be there at 9 o'clock. But to tell me what to say, it's only the time I apologize, I didn't mean it. And I had a take on Paul Tagliabue, old school, before Roger Goodell. I had a take on him. NFL Network told me, the same place I was shaking at, they told me, don't say that. We're the NFL Network. Don't say that. And I didn't. So you can call it when I was young. You call it when I old. I know how to fake it, but I keep it real now. I can't do it.
Nothing.
No.
Or I don't know how to fake nothing. So don't bring that fake energy around, those fake questions and comments. Don't bring that around me, because don't ask me. Because that's an AI answer.
No. Let me ask you something. And ESPN totally off the table. I even from our experience, New England, right? And that was a situation where you didn't try to change yourself, but you did change. It was a lot of pressure on you being you. You still was you, but I think you changed the way how you prepare for the game in certain aspects, right? And it was a tough season. And then to be let go there, did that hit or hurt? Because even in your interview with your dad, and you sat down and did that interview, like not on camera, but behind closed doors, did you cry? Did it want to take you down, quote unquote, to your knees, so to speak, when you got let go?
I forgot about that. Now I don't know what Cam go. Ooh, look at that face, Cam. Cam, he got that Ike Turner face right there. Look, Cam, you switched it up a little bit in New England. Don't lie. I remember that because they were like, yo, we can't take Superman Cam. We got to get you back flying high first. I mean, first of all, going to New England as a player, everybody I know that has went, they all say that. Like, Belichick was stripping you down. He was doing a TSA search as soon as you walked into the facility. Take all that off you. It happened to Ocho Cinco. Yeah, let's hear this.
No, I was shocked.
Yeah.
But I didn't think a player of my caliber would ever get released.
Yeah.
Or cut. It's almost like, nah, Ken, you ain't good enough. All right, next. Because I just honestly didn't feel that nobody on that roster was better than me.
No.
That's just me. So then when you ask this question, that's the competitor in me. So when Ryan Clark says, I am the best football analyst in the world, Cam, do you feel a certain type of way? Absolutely not. That's what Ryan Clark is supposed to feel like.
No.
You're supposed to do your job at the highest level, and the standard is for you to be the best. Now, you ask me that same question, guess who's going to say I'm the best? Me. I hate it because I observed this dude, bro.
Yeah.
I observed this dude on a day-to-day basis. I seen how he prepared. I seen how he came into work. I seen them call him at the last minute, and he still showed up. I seen this dude work countless hours, do Monday Night Football, and then catch a train, a plane, a bus, a Uber, a Lyft, and it still show up to work.
All right. Now we got a lot of things that are going together and apart. Right? We're conflating things. One, putting in work is not the same thing as achievement. There's a lot of people that work hard and fail. Ryan Clark's not one of them. Ryan Clark worked hard and he succeeded. But at the same time, let's distance how hard he worked from how well he worked. Two, just be very careful of always thinking that when you ask somebody, do you think you're the best? This autopilot answer of, yeah. Because let's be real. Some of us don't qualify to be the best. I give you an example. I am not the best broadcaster. I know that. And frankly, most people who say they think they are, they're not either. Like, if you really want to be real. So this whole autopilot, like, it's almost like it comes with the male card. It comes with the man card. Like, you got to say you tough. Why I got to be tough? I'm not tough. Mentally, I'm tough, but I'm not walking around here trying to sweat you. I'm not going to show you. You're not going to disrespect me. Dog, do you know what disrespect is to me? It ain't stepping on my Nikes that I got enough money to get some more. or I got to fight you or get shot at. Like, nah. Get some more Nikes, dog. It's not that deep. Like, I just think we're in autopilot mode right now, talking about, I'm the best. I work the hardest. I'm the dopest. It's like, yeah, welcome to the party. Everyone here. Do you know how many people work hard? I don't know. That's the beauty, I think, for real, of being around a lot of smart people. I will say this. Not just athletes. I've been around the best athletes in the NFL, and I've been around some of the smartest people, Columbia. And I'm going to say it like this, and it may not land, but oh well. When you're around that many nerds, you start to realize what hard work really is. Because nerds work just like athletes work. But they working up here. They be in that library all day. I was like, dog, you were here last time I came, and I left and came back. You putting 25 hours a day in. He's like, yep. Got to get this grade, buddy. I'm like, what? That's my point. Hard work is just part of it, okay? Let's just not act like that's all of it.
And then when you have a situation where they let this go, because yes, did Ryan Clark show more effort than Cam? I wouldn't say all that. Was he getting paid more? Shoot, from the reports that I saw, you pay me what he was paying. Shoot, I will be catching a lift too. I would get a trike and a bike and a doggone scooter too.
Right.
Ring, ring. Get the hell out my way, standing there. Yeah. I got a doggone make it to Stephen A. Yeah. But at the same time, it's unfortunate because I seen his work ethic. Mm-hmm. And when everybody asked me, dang, bro, did you see this coming? No, I did not see this coming. Hell, I didn't even see me getting cut. Yeah. But guess what? I did. Yeah. So when you see a person who is good at what they do, and when I mean good at what they do, they're able to evoke an emotion, whether you agree with it or not. Was Ryan Clark that? Absolutely.
Yeah, sure. Yep.
Did he stand on the table for the things that he believed in? Absolutely. And what's frustrating and disappointing is bad things happen to good people.
Okay, you ain't lying. Of course it does, because bad things happen to all of us. That includes good people. But also you got to know, let me add another cliche in there. Good ain't good enough. Right? Like, and it doesn't matter how good you are because the greater is the ultimate decider. Like we're forgetting that these executives are really holding your livelihood in their hands. This is the same, this is the parallel paths that I have lived in, right? I grew up, I wanted to be a nerd and a baller. I wanted to be a scholar baller. I didn't want to chase girls. I didn't want to be outside. I didn't want to be in the streets. I literally had to make that choice. I could have balanced it out better. I didn't want to. Everybody that I knew that was chasing a girl didn't get the life that they wanted. Everybody I knew that was in the streets, outside, banging, slanging, they didn't get the life they wanted. So I said, stay as far away from that as possible, right? Meanwhile, I'm over here scholar baller lane. Okay, I see these two paths. Let's go. Here's the thing you'll realize. Dog, there's so many people that qualify for the same thing that you have. And once you lose sight of that, you start to act different. You start to do different. Meanwhile, they're so thirsty to get what you have because they do qualify. They just ain't got the opportunity that they stay in the same locked in. They still in the pocket. Now you scrambling. OG day one, Ryan Clark was not getting up there stopping no Monday Night Footballs because one, he wasn't on there, but two, he wasn't stopping any show he was on to get his opinion off, and it had nothing to do with the sport. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. We love the blame because that takes some of the pain away. But the real is, if you really look in the mirror, and this is why LaShawn McCoy and other football players are like Asante Samuel, like, dog, don't cry. Because we all know when they cut us, there's a reason. We ain't going to tell you the reason. The athletes are the first ones to acknowledge they've fallen off. But they're the last ones to actually say it. You know when you falling off. You know when you can't touch your toes no more. You know when you see that boy running and you ain't got to him yet, and you realize, oh, I used to get there. You the first one in the mirror that can acknowledge, I'm coming down the hill a little bit, but you're going to be the last one to admit it and say it. That's the game.
And don't get me to preaching because
I'm preaching.
I don't care if it was a milliliter or an inch over what it was supposed to be. But when you got Tony Romo getting a DUI and nothing to be said out there, he still got his job today while we're dropping this episode.
Yeah.
And I ain't never seen Ryan Clark have a domestic situation. He never showed up to work, not while I was there. He never showed any type of infractions of not being insubordinate, not while I was there. Everything and all the trouble that we claim Ryan Clark to have gotten on is because of him talking. But the last time I checked, giving your opinion requires you to do what, Peggy?
Talk.
Thank you. He did his job. And that's all I'm saying.
Okay. All right. Let me get up out of there because, boy, did I just catch some false equivalencies there. Goodness. I'm not going to compare Ryan Clark to Tony Romo because that's just not right. They do different gigs. They do it different ways. Romo's, look at me. This is how you get caught up and end up comparing them, right? Romo does this and right. The answer is the answer. Romo's fate still is lying in the hands of some executives. His livelihood, his work fate is in the hands of some executives. They easily could come out today and say, you know what? We reviewed the body cam, toxicology, et cetera, blah, blah, blah. We got to let them go. Or they could do what they have been doing so far, which is say nothing. You want to know why they say nothing? Because one, it's harder to replace a Romo. I'm not just talking about in number. I'm talking about not just in quantity, but in quality. If you really want to go there, Romo's in rare air, despite not everyone loving him, feeling him, saying he prepared, saying all this crazy stuff. You talking about evoking emotion? Romo evokes emotion. Romo had me watching a whole season of games on CBS. I didn't care who was playing. Like, that's how good he was. Like, I start watching the game, like, who they got this week? I just want to hear Romo talk. Now I just got them all on mute, pretty much. And Ryan Clark had people saying, I'm going to tune in to Ryan Clark. But then Ryan Clark also had a snowball effect of people saying, I don't watch ESPN because of that, because of what he's saying, because of this. Just keep it real. But what we shouldn't do is, because we like Ryan Clark, because we know Ryan Clark, because we're more connected to Ryan Clark, to now say, well, he didn't do what he did and he didn't do what he did. Cam. People didn't get away with what you got away with. When you were Supermaning and dabbing, when you was, couldn't do what Cam did. You crazy? That's the game. I loved it. When I knew I was the man. I didn't go far with it. I could have went way worse, but I was like, this feels good. They ain't tripping on nothing. That time I played that Master P going to Bible study, that's when I knew I was getting a little too cocky. I pulled up the Bible study. I have 415s in a convertible Hummer. Wong, wong, wong. They in there doing Philippians 4:13, and I'm over here hustler, baller, walking in, chain swinging. I said, I'm not lying. In my head, I said, I think I'm caught up right now. Because I didn't expect them to be there. I was walking through the locker room. I didn't expect them to be there. I was like, oh, yeah, I'm caught up right now. This ain't it. All right, beat up in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. I thought it was fascinating. I think I'm not celebrating Ryan being gone, but I'm gonna learn from it.